Hey, welcome to Common Comic Covers. I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Andy.
and this is an appreciation podcast for non-key comics. And it's where two guys talk about comic books, and
Yeah.
that's pretty great. Andy, how you been?
Oh man, parenting is not for the weak. So my daughter just threw up all over in the bed.
Yeah, we were talking before we came on air. We were talking about our different experiences of our children and vomiting, and it's kind of like I feel like the last few episodes, the secondary theme has really been fatherhood, parenting. So
yeah.
Here at Common Comic Covers, you're going to get parenting, not really advice.
No, not advice.
Really, I don't know what it is. You're gonna hear about comic books poorly at times. You're gonna hear about Rick Steves and his explorations.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear about Mariner baseball every now and again.
Yeah. Hey, first place Mariners right now. Or tied for first.
We lost. No, they lost tonight.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
But more importantly, a couple of common guys talking about common comic covers. Andy, what do you got this week for us?
Yeah, I have.
That's a pretty decent tag.
Yeah, two
couple of common guys. Speak for yourself. I thought when we first came on, and I thought you were like head to toe San Francisco Giants gear. I just saw a lot of orange.
But I don't have any orange on. This is a red shirt and a pink hat. No?
Well, it probably is. It's just the camera.
Okay. All right.
What do you got?
Yeah, this is the Amazing Spider-Man 249. This is three issues before he gets a black suit, but this is a Hobgoblin, which is a neat villain Spidey has, and I was the big villain when I was in the 80s when I was collecting. I shouldn't say collecting, when I was reading. And then he's standing over Spider-Man, and then there's a giant Kingpin in the background. Really cool. I've always loved this cover. And I flipped through it, and it is, in fact, exactly the scenario happens. And I just want to, this is a surviving copy of mine. This is actually
nice.
This is my,
that's yours from childhood.
Yes. And this is what the comic books look like when I enjoyed them. So yeah, it's not, you can spend a lot of money and get a 9.8, and by a lot of money, I mean like, $290 for a 9.8, or you can spend, $15 for a raw copy, a decent one. So, I think, this is right up my alley. I think these are the really neat collectible books that are not too expensive, but they're getting old now. These are getting old.
Yes, Sandy, we're getting old now.
Yeah, that's true.
And is that
I'm sorry. It's a John Romita Jr. and Dan Green. Romita Jr. did the layouts.
Romita Jr.
Sorry, Romita Jr. Yeah, that's right. I just like
Rick Steves. we both have our thing.
Oh yeah, and Roger Stern did this. He was doing this.
And I love Roger Stern.
Yeah. So
he did some good Captain Americas.
Yeah, there's a big, the end of the Hobgoblin thing was fumbled, and I'm not gonna have no personal knowledge of this stuff. I've just heard stories. But what do you got, Jeremy?
Yeah, speaking of disappearing. I went with Detective Comics 408.
Oh.
And I was I'm going to share some comic books later that I bought out in the wild, and I saw this book and I was like, man, that's a really cool book. But I bought some other things, and I was going through comics the other day. I was like, oh, I have that book. Wonderful. I think it's just really cool. It's a Neil Adams, but I just kind of like the story that's being told on the cover. So he's saying, Robin, what's happened? And Robin is slowly like evaporating.
Dissolving into sand, or
Yeah. And
wow.
then there he is. I love the black and the yellow on the black. And there's a excuse me, Batgirl backstory in this one. But really, again, the cover to me it's obviously I love Neil Adams, but just the way it's kind of playing out, and there's it's actually a little bit of a story on the cover here.
Yeah, that is nice.
Which to me, it's like, oh, I kind of want to read that book. This is a pretty beat up copy, but you can find a decent copy for $20 easily. But it's just a fun book. It's one of the ones I bought. It's from my personal collection that I bought. I like how I say that sometimes. All my comic books are from my personal collection. I'm not. Well, I guess I've shared like my son's comic books before. But I think I listened to too many other comic book podcasts, and they say this is from my personal collection. So I've just picked up on that. But
you're
just calling myself out.
Yeah, you're not flipping any of these.
I mean, if I am, it's just to buy more comics. Andy, what's your? I don't know what I'm doing.
Dog and pony show.
Really big forehead. What is your dog and pony show this week? This is what you're bringing. This is your dog and pony. What are you trying to impress me with?
Yeah, so this is you've been aware of this before, but this is my wife went to Germany for work and came back and brought me some German language American comic books. So I'm going to show a bunch of them. So this is what does it say? Der Machis Thor.
Your German is spot on.
Thank you. And it's it's the German Journey into Mystery 83, the first appearance of Thor. Great.
From 1974.
Yeah, and she is from 74. Yeah, and then I have. It was funny because there's numbers and all this stuff on this series. Oh, let me do the next Thor one now. So this is Journey into Mystery 103, but it's labeled as 21. I think, I don't know. Maybe 21's the price. I don't know, but this and then I was looking. The reprint has no date. There's no date. I couldn't find any date. It's like, oh, 74?
It might be in German. That might be why.
I mean, numbers aren't German though. I think I did write a note. It says reprints Jim 83, 1974. So I think this is from 74 as well. I don't know. Maybe they did a bunch of them all at once. And then they did a Fantastic Four, which I got. This is FF65. There's nothing special about FF65. Ronan the Accuser on the cover. It's a cool cover. And then she also got me an X-Men book. This is X-Men 26.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And actually it's really faded. But there's this isn't dark. This is there's detail. Yeah. You can see it in there. Oh, I didn't notice that until I was looking it up.
It's like rock or something. They're on a
yeah.
There's lava or something. Lava rock.
It's like a broken castle or something. But yeah, I was looking at it online, and I didn't. I was just looking through all the X-Men comic book covers to try to find the numbering, and I almost missed it because the cover on the pictures looks so much different. And this is Avengers 89 or something. I actually didn't look this one up because I've had this book, but this is really cool. It's the beginning of the Skrull Kree War. So that's actually a really neat one. And then I just got she gave me 4 more ones. These are black and white reprints. And it's a Daredevil one. This is a Tales to Astonish one. That's a really cool Hulk Submariner one. And this is, another. This is probably a color actually. This is, and I didn't find out what the issue number was there. And this is a cool Iron Man cover. I don't know what's against the Mandarin. I don't know which Iron Man book it is, but yeah, I wanted to show
Those are awesome.
Yeah,
those are really cool books.
it was like a fun. I knew she got me a comic book, but that's such a fun.
She picked a really cool selection. What was her, like, how did she approach it? Did she just, she knows you like Thor, she knows you like Marvel. I mean, I think that was all Marvel.
It was all Marvel, yeah.
Did she just kind of grab, or did she have a rhyme or reason?
So I told her specifically I wanted American comics, but German editions, and nothing new. I wanted kind of the older ones. And so she went, and I told her what comic book store to go to, because I was like, I Googled like comic book stores in Munich. And so she went there, and then she talked to them, and they both pulled out a box. And so she just picked out the Journey to Mystery 83 because she knew that was a key comic book. And then she just gave me a sampling of different characters. Is what she
that's
said.
awesome. That's what a cool selection of books there.
Yeah.
Now it's going to pair well with your Canadian price variants.
Yes, like Canadian price variants and German edition comic books. Yes.
Yeah, German reprints. It's going to be good. Yeah.
I believe
I love it. That's just fun.
Well, and having Journey into Mystery 83 is great. Like having a physical, like this is Journey into Mystery 83, even though it says it's just Thor. But it's really neat. I really am happy to have something like of that.
When did the other one came out? What, in the 60s, right? Mid 60s?
63.
Okay, that's almost 10 years later.
Yeah.
But still, it's cool to have it.
Yeah, it is. I'm very happy. And yeah, it was like then she was like, it's for your birthday too. So I was like, and it wasn't cheap. It was like way cheaper than the US edition, but I think it was like 120 euros for it, for the for the first appearance of Thor. But yeah, so a very nice gift. A very nice gift.
Yeah. You deserve it.
That's what I tell her. I deserve it.
Yeah. All right. Well, are you ready? Are you done?
Yeah. Show me your dog and pony.
Yeah. So I kind of I like collecting things and finding what I'm looking for on eBay. That's fun. But I still think I just love going to a comic book shop and finding something I didn't know I was looking for. And usually it has to do with something that's, it's like, okay, I've seen that before, or I know it's key, or, it's so-and-so, that I've learned about or whatever. And then obviously there's a good price attached to it. And so I have 3 books that are recent purchases from 2 shops here in town. So the first one, I went to my shop, Giant Nerd Books, and again, books I wasn't necessarily looking for, but I found Spider-Woman #1 for $10, and it's a mid-grade. It's a little faded, but it's pretty clean. And then they had #2 for $3, so I grabbed #1 and #2.
Yeah,
for $13, which I think is great. I think that's a great deal. Again, I'm not going to spend $30 on Spider-Woman #1. But I was like, well, for $10, come on. And then a couple days later, I was at a different comic book shop, kind of just on the hunt for Rick Steves. And I found The Rocketeer. It's not worth that much, but it's The Rocketeer, the official movie adaptation of The Rocketeer. And it was $4.
Yeah. So, and I see the Dave Stevens signature on the cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's that. Yep, right there. So it's fun Dave Stevens art. It's not one of his more expensive ones, but again, it's fun to find it out in the wild. I love like opening up the app and looking for artists, and then just like running around the shop being disappointed And then, then I was like, well, let me just go look at Rocketeers because I know that. And then I found this. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
for a total of $17 and a couple of collectible Bronze Age Spider-Womans.
Yeah.
Travels around Germany with Rick Steves
Oh
and the
boy.
Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
should I stop? It's too much.
Yeah.
So just kind of fun, little dog and pony show for me is
Yeah.
my finds around town. Which again, to me, that's just it's fun to hunt for books, but I like just this is a cool book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been pretty lucky lately. That's where I've found that Wonder Woman recently. Found
Oh
some
yeah.
Neil Adams stuff that it's fun. It's fun going out there.
So I have a question.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you rather have
hmm
Fantastic
hmm
Four #1 as it?
hmm
Can you see it? Does it
Yeah,
look
I got you.
beautiful?
It does.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
yeah,
pretty.
it-
I like that cover too. I like
it's a great cover. It's a great cover.
yeah. The Thing looks all like he doesn't look as like cubed or
Yeah.
whatever. He looks more like just volcanic-y. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
Okay.
it's not going to be. I don't think this is going to be a hard one. You've already said you don't like this book.
I thought I voted for it because of Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, exactly. You did.
Fantastic Four #1,
Yeah.
hands down.
Okay. Yeah. This
I
is a
mean,
cool cover.
nothing against the X-Men. It's a cool cover. It's
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want X-Men #1?
And it has
But
snow. You like winter.
it's like winter. Yes, there's some snowballs. Iceman was in the other one though, wasn't he? Did I see? No,
No,
Fantastic.
no. Yeah.
No, I don't know why I just thought that.
Um,
No, I mean Fantastic Four. That's awesome.
yeah.
What is it? Oh, that's funny. In the sensational Fantastic Four style. I've never noticed that before. Do you see that?
Yeah. Fantastic Four was the kickoff of the Marvel Silver Age of comics, so it's kind of hard to like top that for Marvel comic books. So, okay.
No,
Cool.
it's awesome. Yeah. Okay, Fantastic Four it is.
All right. The showdown next week is going to be huge. I forgot what the other book is, but
It's going to be Fantastic Four #1 versus
Hulk one.
Hulk #1. Oh,
Yeah.
that is a good showdown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You have to figure it out.
I think I have those in trade, so maybe I'll read them between now and then.
Yeah,
and I could base it off. I could base it off a story. Okay, well, we've taken a tour of some Spider-Man and some Batman comic covers, and Andy has walked us through a history of German reprints, which were really cool. That his wife got him on a recent trip. I showed you in my dog and pony show some recent finds that I got some good deals on, some treasures that I didn't know I was hunting for. That's it for today.
And as Ringo Starr says, peace, love, peace, love.